Hey guys, Chris Lynton here from TribeFit, and today we've got a very special guest with us, Drew Slater. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Chris, sorry, bro.
Yeah, good, man. And I think normally you're further north in Australia than I am, but for this weekend, I think we're both in Sydney. Is that correct?
Yeah, you're spot on, man. I'm down in Bondi today. Bit of a view happening. Yeah, I normally live up in Byron Bay, so we're just down here for the week, checking it out.
Beautiful,
Nice.
man. Well, appreciate your time today, and as per usual, guys, it's kind of just I guess, a value add. Drew's awesome, does some awesome things, and I asked if you'd be keen to do a bit of an interview and a talk about, there's many things we could have talked about, but to try and zone in on one that's probably pretty topical at the moment is, Facebook bots, chat bots, all that sort of stuff. And I know, Drew, you've done a fair bit in that space at the moment, so I thought we'd
Yeah,
invite you in and pick your brain.
dude, thanks for having me. I'm pumped.
Not a problem. Cool, man. Well, I guess first and foremost, so, most people are going to know what you're talking about when you say a Facebook bot, but let's
Yeah.
just say there's 10% out there that don't. So what are we actually talking about and referring to when someone talks about Facebook chatbots?
Yeah, really good question. So a lot of the guys on the call today have probably heard and seen some of it, but basically, in very simple terms, it's pretty much like AI technology that allows you to use a piece of software that will have an automated conversation with someone in a very human way. So the guys might know, you might have seen some Facebook posts lurking around where someone's like, comment a certain word below, and then it will say page replied privately. That's pretty typical for like a bot ad, for a messenger ad. And so if you look at the different channels of advertising, the messenger platform is one of the fastest growing new channels that you can use in your marketing for a platform.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good, man. And I guess majority of it, like the most of us have probably used personally Facebook messaging, Facebook chat, and
Yeah,
it's pretty much, I guess, just trying to automate that process. And the more and more that email, GDPR's just happened, for those of you in UK, Europe, and emails more and more. A couple of years ago, email marketing rocked, but people's inbox just gets smashed with emails, spam mail, all that sort of stuff. So kind of the readership, the open rates of email are dropping, while it's seeming as though this is kind of the new way to cut through to communicate with people. Would you agree with that?
yeah, it's an interesting one. So we still find our email marketing platforms do really well as well. I think everything works. The things that I love about the bots is there's just so many more applications. So one of the things that is funny enough about bots is what they're doing for us and for a lot of our clients is they're actually helping us not only bring more people in and acquire clients, but actually communicate with the clients that we have already. Because I think people open a lot of emails and get a lot of emails, like you said. And one of the things, if you want to keep clients around, is having good client interaction. And we've just been finding that having that one-to-one direct channel with our with clients via a messenger platform is way cooler. And if you think about this, like if you looked at your phone right now, and I'll do it to mine, I've got what is it? I've got 32,927 emails
Yeah.
unread. I've got 3 messages on the messenger platform unread, and I think text, I've got 6 text messages. So it kind of goes to show, and I'm sure I'm not alone in that, a lot of us aren't really prolifically checking our email the way that we do with our messages. So it's just more direct.
Yeah, no, good call. And like you said, email, a lot of people say emails are dead and create this big hype or whatever. We're the same. Email works. Everything works. But like you
Yeah.
said, kind of like a different avenue, a different platform for comms. And the majority of us these days have got this thing in your hand everywhere you go, versus you're not walking around with your laptop
Yeah.
up your arm.
So true. Yeah.
Cool. All right, man. Well, I guess for those who haven't used, messenger bots or whatever it might be, what would you suggest that they check out first, and what sort of why would they be doing these things?
Yeah, awesome question. So if you've never used bots before, I guess you want to understand like what the key benefits are. So, we've spoken a little bit about you've got a better open rate. You're gonna be an early adopter on a channel before it becomes another mainstream thing. So you probably get some added benefit of being early, and that's definitely what we're seeing. I guess the other piece of the puzzle that I like to talk about is you can't give fake bot details. So Chris, if I opt into your TribeFit bot, like I can't funnel hack you in that way because it's going to hit my personal Facebook profile. So I think it adds some level of connection and authenticity there as well. And if someone was listening, they're like, all right, I'm sold on the idea of trying it. I suppose the first thing that you'd want to do is think about, the deeper reason as to what you want to use them for, because everyone's got different needs. Someone might need to get more clients. Someone might need to, add more automation into their funnel, their process. And for a lot of the guys, I'm thinking it's probably going to be on that client acquisition phase. So if I was you guys, I would go to ManyChat, which is the software that we recommend, and set yourself up with a ManyChat Pro account. I reckon it's not expensive, it's like $8 a month to get started with that. And I know they get, they've got some free trainings that come out with that piece of software. And I believe they've got a Facebook group and stuff like that. You can go and have a bit of a play and start to fiddle with the bot. And then also I would integrate it to your Facebook page and maybe your website as well. That'd be my first pointers.
Cool. So I guess kind of to backtrack, like you said before, and just to kind of second on it, first and foremost, guys, if you are listening to this, there's probably my biggest bugbear about people trying to grow their businesses is the shiny new toy syndrome. So don't jump from one thing to the next thing thinking, oh, this is the new thing, this is going to revolutionize my business. Like Drew mentioned before, everything works, but nothing will work if you don't approach it in the right way and actually have a reason to be doing that. So if you've got something that's working, this is just an extension of I guess, the communication of what you're doing. But if your messaging's off, if your ad's off, you don't know really how to convert or what you're going to sell or whatever, it's not going to be a savior for you. So it's more of an optimization tool. I guess in terms of that, Drew, so if someone goes to ManyChat, signs up, and they add it to their Facebook page or whatever it might be, like I've spoken to a lot of people who go, oh, bot's this new thing, and they go away in a cave for a month and build out all of these automated sequences that respond this and do that, and then lo and behold, they pop up and they've wasted a month doing busy work. So what are the kind of key baby steps to getting started and getting some results?
Yeah, well, first, I love what you just said. Like, you're spot on, and this is the same stuff that I talk about a lot as well. Don't get distracted by this stuff. Either find someone who can implement it for you, or just do what you need to do to get by. And my first piece would be, instead of like dropping everything you've got that's working, understand where you'd optimize what you've already got by maybe adding bots in. So a really good example of how we did this in some of our funnels was, learn how to integrate a growth tool, which is what the system that you're going to use. Integrate that into a landing page. So maybe you've got like your landing page, you've got your ad, your landing page, and then on your thank you page, you could have a ManyChat subscription. You could say, hey, look, I know you just downloaded my PDF or you booked into whatever. If you want to have it sent straight to your inbox on Messenger, just click here. And so what you're doing there is you're actually getting them on email, and you're also getting them on you're growing a list. You're adding to your subscriber base. So if you think about like your middle of funnel, you're just kind of bolstering that up a little bit without having to do too much extra hard work, which is always nice.
Cool, man. And I guess in terms of, let's just say someone does an ad, as you were talking about before, and it's a messenger ad, and it's like, click here to chat, click here to get my ebook or whatever it might be. Should they go and build an automated sequence? I've seen some people, and I know with a couple of the stuff that I've seen from yourself, that literally just kind of pings yourself, and then that opens up a communication, more of a manual process rather than a super automated format in some some options. So what's your,
Yeah.
I guess, reasoning for doing either?
Yeah, that's awesome. So let's talk about the different ways you can apply it to paid traffic for a split. So Facebook is pretty pro you keeping people on its platform. You know, it wants to increase time on site, all that stuff, as we all do. So I'll talk about two different types of ads that guys could easily go and set up and what levels of automation you'd want to have for each. So probably the more advanced way of doing it to start off with would be to create what's called like a bot funnel ad. So you would put out an offer to a group of people and you would ask them to, in easy ways to explain it, comment below. And so say, you know, they comment TribeFit or whatever. That would need an automation setup, and you'd probably want, you know, between anywhere from kind of like 3 to 6 steps in that sequence to qualify them and to get them on the phone to you. Because really the goal is you want to get them to the next stage and you want to help increase conversion, right? So that's really easy to set up. I've seen people go like, you know, all the way deep into it. I think at that point you're probably wasting a little bit of time, and you know, unless you've got massive traffic and volume, you probably don't need to worry about that stuff. So the only thing that I'm going to say around those type of ads, which is something we've learned from literally running hundreds of them for a lot of the gyms that we help and coaching people on how to use the bots in their Facebook marketing, is this is something that we learned. So if you put out an ad, like let's say a lot of your tribe is, you know, online personal trainers, right? So to a landing page, you can kind of say to someone, like, I'm going to go over the top here so you guys get a handle on what I'm trying to say. But, you know, if you said to someone, hey, you know, are you miserable, bloated, hate your life and want to lose weight? To some extent, if someone engages with that ad, goes to the landing page, clicks in and opts in for whatever, like they're doing that in their own privacy. So no one kind of knows. So the one thing that we worked out is we ran heaps of bot campaigns and we were like, why do some work really well and why do some not work so well?
Yeah.
And I guess the thing to think about is if you're asking people to interact with your message online in a public way, it's going to have to be a status uplift. So for example, instead of saying, you know, are you broke and miserable, you could be like, you know, a little bit more, for example, if I comment on the TribeFit ad, all my mates are going to see that I commented on that.
Yeah.
So I'm highly unlikely to want to leave my name under, are you, you know, sluggish, broken, miserable, versus like, are you trying to optimize your performance and take everything to another level? So that would be the first thing that I would say. That's probably the more advanced way to go. And it's not that hard to set up. The second way, which I recommend everyone just give a try because it's super easy.
Yeah.
And I often do this just to test marketing messages before I go and build out full setups, is there's now a campaign objective called send to, or it's called Messenger, I believe. So when you go down and set your campaign objective in Facebook, you can do it as Messenger. And basically what that allows you to do on your ad level, so your third level, is get someone to click a button, and you guys might have seen this. It just says like send message. And what that will do is that will just open a conversation straight up with you in your phone. And if you're any good at having a conversation with people, which most trainers should be, you can just have a conversation with someone and see if you can help them. And if you can, then you hop on a call. And if you can't, then, you know, no love lost.
Beautiful, beautiful, man. No, that's super simple, super easy. And as you said, it's, I guess, an automated way of getting conversations with people who are resonating with your message, your ad, if you're kind of calling them out on that ad. And totally hear you loud and clear in regards to, you know, if you've got an ad saying, hey, tag yourself below if you're hating life and life sucks, you're not going to get that many people kind of putting their hand up versus a more of a positive message. So yeah, you're loud and clear on those two. Cool. All right, man. Well, I guess top level, is there anything else that you would say, you know, at someone that's fresh, wanting to do these types of or use this technology or whatever, what would you say to them would be kind of the first step that you'd recommend?
Yeah, so I think, like I said before, we just want to make sure that you go with a decent provider, and that would be ManyChat.
Yeah.
And get that stuff set up and just literally just set up the total basics, have one go at setting up a simple automation for yourself, create a growth tool and a keyword and a sequence. And you can test it, right? So it's super easy to test and have a play with the software that yourself. Because the first time I heard about the software and whatever, I was a little bit skeptical, and I was like, oh, bots, here's the next thing and whatever, and I get it.
Yeah.
So I was probably a little bit like a lot of the people are on the call. But hey, look, my job is always to test stuff and for our tribe and make sure that it's going to get some wins. And what we found straight away is we've run split tests with a lot of landing page campaigns, and we're getting generally a higher sales volume and increased conversions when we add the bots in. So it's been a win for us. So if that doesn't kind of excite you guys, then we're lost. But hey, I reckon follow whatever Chris is telling you to do and see if you can add in a little bit of this stuff and add some flair into your marketing funnels.
Smart, man, smart, super smart. One question I do have for you, which just came top of mind. So are you for being very clear if you have a bot that it is a bot communication versus a person communication?
Bloody amazing question. That's something that I actually thought to myself, I'd better bring that up. So here's the thing. I definitely have tested this, and 100% you have to let everyone know it's a bot.
Yeah.
So in our process, if someone opts into like the Alchemy Institute bot, it says, hey Chris, this is Alchemy Institute's bot Stan. Drew's busy right now, but he thinks that you might be looking for this, or we reckon that you might be really interested in this thing. Is that correct? Yes. When we started doing that, we had a higher follow through on all the steps in our funnel versus when we were just like pretending to be human per se. Like it's not. I think you got to be really clear that it's a bot, and that will get you a way better result.
Agree, man. Agree. And it's like, if you're lying to them that early on, you're going to lose the credibility. You're going to lose the I guess the benefit you're going to get from it. And you can kind of, just a second what you've said there, Drew, that's pretty much what we do 100%. Like, for example, have some fun with it as well. What we found is pretty much if someone clicks on our bot, it has a GIF of me kind of waving, and then it says straight up, hey, this is, I'm paraphrasing, but this is Bill, the bot version of Chris that never sleeps, never eats, and is heaps more funnier. Like, be clear. Don't, if you can make a bit of fun out of it, people kind of laugh and go, yeah, cool, get it. I understand why there's a bot and why the dude's got to sleep. Like, fair enough. So, as long as you be upfront about it, you don't lose that credibility, and then people understand, okay, cool. I've heard so many people, other businesses try and hide that, and it's like, you're just kind of shooting yourself in the foot.
And like, I don't think you'd ever want to hide it. I just reckon, like what you said, and we've tested the same stuff. We have GIFs in our sequences, videos. I mean, the great thing about the software is you can chuck a video, you can chuck an audio file. And I think one thing that we should mention as well, a lot of people get disheartened that sometimes when they launch their first bot campaigns, like they might get a high volume of leads, but like for however many steps you have in your funnel, like any funnel, there's going to be a level of drop off. One of the things that I really like about the bots is you can hop in and manually kind of follow people up if you really needed to. Like if you were someone that was getting started and maybe you're just really trying to acquire some clients, you've already got a dialogue with someone, there's some trust, a rapport, and you can have a chat. Whereas sometimes with other platforms, it can be a little bit more clunky and difficult to do that.
Yeah, spot on, man. That's cool. All right, mate. Well, I think top level we've probably covered off pretty well in terms of that. So in terms of yourself, I guess if people were interested in finding out more about yourself and who you help and all that sort of stuff, Drew, where would they go to check out more about yourself?
Yeah, great question. So if people want to find out more about who we are and what we do, I suppose the easiest way to do that would be to go to our old website, which is we're currently in the process of getting a new one.
Yeah.
And that is, the URL is just alchemy.institute. So www.alchemy.institute, no.com.au. Or you can just look up my name on Facebook and strike up a combo there.
Awesome, mate. Well, I appreciate your time. I know you're a busy guy. Drew, and
I'd love to chat.
good to have you down in Sydney, fairly local, but mate, I appreciate your time, and I think anyone that is interested in bots and understanding the reasoning behind it, the strategy behind it, and not kind of getting caught up in the shiny new toy syndrome, I think they'll take heaps from this interview, buddy. So appreciate your time, mate. And guys, if you do have any questions for Drew, feel free to reach out to him, and I'm sure we get a lot out of it.
Dude, thanks for having me. It's good to chat.
No problems, mate. We'll speak soon. Bye.
See you, brother. Bye.